Alright guys, what's going on? I've got a slightly different video today. I've gotten some requests for some videos other than Alliance War, and it's the off season, so I figured I'd go ahead and do it. So today what I'm going to show you guys, if you missed the Alliance War season rewards, from my 25% crystal I didn't really get anything that I could use. The opening as a whole was kind of bad, so I went ahead and I did go ahead and 100% variant 5, and I got a mutant T5cc crystal from it, so I went ahead and formed another mutant. And so I have some options for this one. I don't have options for science. That's what I got for my season rewards, but I do have a pretty decent option for mutant. So you can see here I have a cosmic T5 as well. I don't have anybody to rank up with that. Hopefully Groot gets buffed and I can rank him up at some point. But with my mutant catalyst, I've got Magneto at rank 2 already. He's awakened. I awakened him on July 3rd. So I'm going to go ahead and rank him up. No hesitation at all. I've already talked to my alliance officer about this. Go ahead and take a screenshot. And yeah, I'm just going to rush through the rank up process because it's really boring. And so what I decided to do, and it might seem kind of disjointed because I haven't done this before, so I just recorded a bunch of like random gameplay. I recorded a fight in an off-season Alliance War. I recorded a Winter Soldier kill, and then I went ahead and recorded some fights in Act 6. I did lose a little bit of that footage, but I got enough so that you can kind of see the gameplay and get an overall feel for some of his utility and definitely his damage. So the first thing that I'm going to showcase here is a Winter Soldier kill. I feel like everybody does this. It's almost like a baseline test, like taking the pulse of a champion to just run it against Winter Soldier. And I think it's fair because it's really easy to go ahead and compare the numbers. So Winter Soldier is a metal champion. So I'm gonna try to finish him off in as few hits as possible. I went ahead and sped this up just because, you know, Winter Soldier fights are extremely boring. And Winter Soldier is also really passive. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to heavy. I went ahead and intercepted him with a heavy there. And with Magneto, you want to hold your heavy for as long as possible to double your prowess. So right here, you're going to see Winter Soldier's at 77% going into the special 3. So I'm going to crunch him a couple times, throw him on the ground. So you can see where he's at now, and now you can see that he's ticking down at 9,300. That's from bleed damage from the special 3. The special 3 converts every prowess you have into a bleed effect. And then right here, he's just going to drop over. So when the bleed expires, you get like what's called, I think, a shrapnel bleed, and it just does a bunch of direct damage all at once. And that was 84,000 direct damage. So that was like a 13 hit KO, I think, on Winter Soldier, which is really, really good. I've done that fight a bunch with Ghost, and you know, it's significantly better than what she can do. So this is just going to be a rank 3. No, I'm sorry, it's a rank 2 Doctor Doom. And this is just path 4 in section 1. And I am going to make a mistake during this fight, but I wanted to show you guys the Sabretooth synergy. And it's every time that you knock a metal defender down, you're going to place a passive heal block on them. So here I'm just parrying and heavying, and from his suicides you can see that not much is happening. He just used a heavy attack when I had a shock and nothing happened, and like he wasn't able to passively stun me. And that's because of the ability accuracy reduction that Magneto has against metal champions. It's 70%. So Stubborn won't always trigger either. And just for the record, I was told this would be a horrible matchup during the season because of Mystic Dispersion and prowess buffs. Taking him against Mystic champions in Alliance War might not be the best. So Alright, that fight is over. So now we're going to jump into 6.4. This is the Thor Ragnarok chapter, and I just found a lane. It's not a very hard lane, but it's a lane with a bunch of metal defenders on it. So I just wanted to show you guys some of his utility here. So the first thing is right off the bat, he ignores class disadvantage against metal champions. So you can see I just did like a 14,000 heavy attack. My damage is not reduced at all against metal defenders where I would normally have a class disadvantage. So that's a really positive thing. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to parry and heavy as much as possible. The extra damage that you're seeing, the red number on my heavy, that is from his awakened ability. It just does a little bit of extra damage at the end. So I'm going to speed most of this fight up, and there's going to be a couple times that you'll see this is Footloose. So every time he throws a special attack, the defender, he should be going like getting an evade charge and an unstoppable charge, and I messed up there a little bit. But 70% of the time that's not going to happen. He's not going to get that. So it's just another example of the ability accuracy reduction that Magneto has, and that's going to be it. That fight's over. It was like 13 hits, I think. So next up we're going to have this MCoC. This is the same nodes. This is going to be Footloose. And I wanted to show this fight, and again I'm going to speed a bunch of it up, but I wanted to show this one because Magneto, against metal champions, he ignores miss and auto block. So you can see here I'm going to hit him, and his auto block will literally never trigger. And you can also see that there is a longer stun duration when you parry a metal defender, and that is so that it gives you enough time to charge up your heavy. So the longer you charge your heavy, I don't remember the exact time frame for it, but you want to charge it for as long as possible, and it will double all of your prowess effects. If you don't charge it for long enough, you won't double your prowess. So you can see here, he is at, I think that looks like 58%. Throw the special 3, 29 hits in, and that is pretty much going to kill him. He's just going to bleed after this. He's got 23 bleeds on him, and the fight's over. So, really good fight there. So for this next fight, this is going to be a stealth Spider-Man. And basically what I noticed was that all of my special 3s were just like instantly killing the defenders, so you couldn't really see how much damage they were doing. So I'm going to go ahead and test out a special 2 in this fight just to get some numbers based off of that. So I'm going to speed most of this up. Pretty boring, just a lot of parrying and heavying. I do like that playstyle. I love playing Captain America Infinity War. He was my first rank 5, so I don't mind this at all. I know some people don't like it, but here we're going to go ahead and parry. We're going to throw off a special 2, and that's a non-crit with only 22 prowess, and it was over 100,000 special 2. So, you know, the special 2 really is not bad at all. And that heavy's going to finish the fight, and you're going to see here that was an 18 hit fight against an Act 6.4 defender. So his damage output is absolutely insane. So this next fight here, I was having some connection issues. I was doing this while I was actually waiting. I was picking up dinner, so I was like in the parking lot waiting for my food. But this next one is pretty cool. So obviously robots can't be bled. So the trade-off for that, since robots are metal and the special 3 causes a bleed, instead it puts a massive armor break on the opponent. And the armor break is just, well, you'll see it here in a second. So again, I don't have class disadvantage here. He is in shield mode, so my damage is a little bit gimped, but it's not a big deal. Here I wanted to show you guys, he switched modes there, and the miss is going to fail, and I'm going to switch his mode here. Normally he would regenerate, but you can see those little numbers 7. That is because Magneto against metal defenders, he doesn't heal block them, he makes it so that they lose a tiny bit of health. It's like 105% heal reduction, so it's a tiny bit of reversal. So here he's at 60%. Actually, no, he's at 68%. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do my first crunch of the special 3, and he's dead. So that was 17 hits. And so arguably he's better against robots than he is against champions who can bleed. So I think that that's something that's really cool and a piece of utility that sets him apart. He really doesn't have any weaknesses, even against non-metal champions. I didn't record any of those fights because this video is already so long. I was trying to include as much as possible. But even against non-metal champions, he still does great damage. It's just not quite as good, and you're not going to get the ability accuracy reduction. So here I've got this Iron Man Infinity War. I'm going to speed up the majority of this fight. I am going to make a mistake in this fight too. I'm going to get hit at some point. Right there. So I'm just going to heavy counter, and you can see here that I'm not able to heavy for long enough to double my prowess. So this is an example of what happens you know, if you're not able to charge your heavy for long enough, especially if the opponent's stun immune. I would say that's a weakness of his. So here I'm going to go ahead and throw the special 3. See, this does really, really good damage, and he's just going to die. So that was, again, a super easy fight. And then I think I've got one more. Oh, okay, so this is where I lost footage. This is Thor Ragnarok, this is the boss, and half of the fight didn't record. So instead of showing just like a half fight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the 2 special 2s that I got off. So this one is with 4 prowess, and it did over 92,000 damage with only 4 prowess. So even if you're against a stun immune opponent and you're not able to build up a ton of prowess effects, you can see that you can still do really, really good damage, especially against metal defenders. So we're like 25 hits into the fight. I got a phone call, and so I had to, I rejected the call, and everything from the phone call on didn't record. So here I've got another special 2, and that's a non-crit. It was 66,000. So those are all the fights I recorded. If there's anything else you guys are interested in seeing, let me know. But overall, I think that Magneto might be one of the most useful attackers in the game for all content. So for story content, I'm sure he'd be good in Abyss because he just does parry and heavy, or that's a big part of it, and there's a lot of metal defenders in there. He just, as far as Alliance War goes, you saw that Dr. Doom fight. I made a mistake. If I were using somebody who wasn't reducing his ability accuracy like that, I probably would have died from that heavy attack. And yeah, he's an amazing, amazing champion. I think that they did a really good job with his rework. I don't want to say that he's like blatantly overpowered, but I will say that I think that he is definitely one of the most powerful champions in the game, and that's not even including the fact that he has like a greater chance to have perfect block against metal defenders. So he's also really sustainable. He has bleed reduction, so if you run suicides, it'll be like Corvus. You'll heal from bleed damage. So yeah, I mean, it's really hard to find like a shortcoming of his. So anyway, if there's anything else you guys would like to see, just let me know. But other than that, I will see you in the next video.